Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Civil Structural Tech. This is Engineer Afsha Khan Khalil and today we will be learning one of the most amazing library of Python, which is NStruct library. So NStruct library is an open source Python library which is used for 2D structural member analysis. Like for example, as you know that in our BSc of civil engineering, we used to get those big like assignments in which we have indeterminate structural members, beam, frame, and truss, and we used to solve those indeterminate structural member using those big methods to, and then in the end we used to spend a lot of time for SFD, BMD, finding the reaction forces, displacement, everything. So it was really hectic solving each question step by step. So this library uses the stiffness method which we have learned in our BSc to solve a 2D structural member and give you directly the result in the form of SFD, BMD, reaction forces, axial forces and displacement. So look, it is one of the amazing library and I would like you that you should also explore this library. So without wasting a single minute, let me introduce you to the library, NStruct library. And there is another library called Matplotlib, which you know, which is used for the data visualization in the form of graph as we do it in Excel. So as you can see, first you are going to import the libraries of NStruct and Matplotlib. We import the libraries in Python, as I believe you are Python beginner users. So you know, before using any library, we used to first import it. As you can see, for the system element is used for the element to import. It is like, for example, we have a beam member, we have a column member, we have a truss. So they like these all are known as elements. So as you can see, first let's begin the video with indeterminate beam. So I have a indeterminate beam, in which first I will just as you can see, there is written a variable is equal to system element. So in this system element you can even add the uh, details of the element directly, but as I am going to separately divide my beam member into separate segments, so that's why I'm going to leave it empty. So as you can see, first let me just use the snipping tool to take screenshot of the particular beam, and then I will explain how each element is added step by step. So let's add a snipping, like let's take a screenshot through snipping tool, I mean to say. So as you can see, there is a code ss.add element. So we are going to divide the beam into segment. As you can see, there is a force known as 20. So maybe this question arises into your mind that why I'm not taking this element directly from 0 to 40, like the whole beam length is 40. So because there are loads in the form of point load and uniform load, so I have tried it like taking the where there is a point load for that particular element. I've taken it 0 to 20, but it was not like placing the load correctly. So I have divided into segment and then I was successful in placing the load. So that's why I will um, divide this load into two segments. So as you can see, from 0 to the point load there is one segment, 0 to 10, then from 10 to 20 there is another element, then from 20 to 40 there is for the uniform load element. So you can also see that there is like at the nodes there is written 1, 2, 3, 4. So those are called nodes, while in between the element, the 1, 2 and 3, that is known as the element id, the element number. One is the node id and the other is the element id, so make sure don't get confused by it. Then I've added the supports at each and every node, so that's why they mark them with the node to add supports if there is a support needed at that particular node, if there is a load needed to add at the particular node, or if there is uniform load needed. So that's why we mark nodes. Then we are going to write ss.solve, and then we have to leave close the parenthesis and leave it empty. And yeah, and one thing I forgot, that as you can see, the fi is equal to -20. So if the load is in downward direction, you have to write negative sign. But if the load is in upward direction, so then you don't need to write negative direction. For both point load and uniform load, it is same. So then once you are done with modeling your 2D member, then you write show structure, so the beam will be plotted, and then SFD, BMD, axial forces, reaction forces and displacement forces, and then you are done with plotting your member and along with their diagrams. And I have another example beam with spring support. So it is the same beam, but there is a single change which I have made to, like, at that particular nodes I have translation is equal to 2. So this 2 means that the translation is in y direction. If it is was in x direction, so I will write 1. So it is just simple as it is, and there is no change. And yes, one thing more, at that particular node there will be also stiffness values, so 10 and 15 I have also written. The rest is same like the previous example, and I will directly get the diagrams. Then there is an internal hinge beam. It is also same like that, but at the particular element where I want to release, I will just write release start is equal to 2, and I will get a hinge support. Then there is a indeterminate frame. So yeah, so for the column I have written it is from 0 to 15, 15 to 30, like all. And yeah, if there is ei like different for each member, you can even write with it that ei for beam element it is this, for column element it is this. You can, like, as we used to have different EIs for our indeterminate members in our BSc, so you can even go for that as well. And yeah, you can see I've also write a horizontal force as well, and then boom, look, reaction forces, SFD, BMD, everything I get in a minute. Then there is internal hinge frame where I want to write give internal hinge. I will place it at that particular support, and I will, as a for this frame I want an internal hinge in the middle, so I got it, sorry, by mistake only I just. So then there is an inclined frame. So this might be coming into their mind that you might be specifically giving commands that it is an inclined frame. No, you just have to write, for example in this case from 0 to 10 there was one inclined frame, and then from that you have to write 10 to 30. And one thing more, as you can see, and that I forgot to mention that like in the bracket 0 to as you can see 0 to 0, so this is 0 to 10, so this is one node. Then there is 10 to 30, another node. So you have to count how many nodes do you have, so that will be known as in the diagram. You can also check like the as a solve. um, you can directly know which node you want your internal hinge or release movements or whatever. But if you get confused, you can even count your like brackets as well, that in the bracket while you are entering your element length, so you can even count that to know where you want your to place. Then there is a indeterminate truss. So to be honest, I have myself solved the beam and frame, but I was finding it difficult, the truss. So I have written it by EI. As you can see, there is an inclined force, so that is the resultant of the fx forces and fy forces. You don't get confused that why it is inclined. Basically, it is the resultant of two forces. As you can see, fx is equal to 10, fy is equal to minus 20. So it is the resultant of those forces. And I've trust for like rotated support. Then there is a another example, the most common example which we used to do, symmetrical truss. And then this thing might be coming to your mind that how to save the image. So there are two ways. One is this way, as you can see the code, and the other way is using the same library through which you can directly save it as an image. So yeah, don't worry, I'm going to provide notes for this method in the comment as well. And I will attach my LinkedIn link as well, where you can directly get those notes and practice yourself. And please do get familiar with it. It can save your a lot of time in your BSc. To be honest, I used to think I wish I could know all of these methods before, so it could help me save a lot of time of me investing all of these things manually. So I hope you like this video. Thank you so much